Testing. 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 Perfect. Somebody's watching it again. I wonder who it is. Other than myself. Hey guys, SuperGadgetGuy here. Today is April 14th and it is 10 p.m. Pacific time. This is the first time I'm actually able to do this live broadcast on time, like I promised. So let's get down to business. First, tech news of the week. Facebook has announced that they're focused to artificial intelligence as well, just like NVIDIA, but they're more focused on chatbot. The week before that, or 2 weeks ago, Microsoft released their own version of chatbot and is sort of learning different type of conversations based on its engagement with people on the internet. And the result was it turning into something of a sci-fi horror story. Basically, the chatbot, it started saying pretty mean things, and they had to pull that right away. Now, Facebook's engagement, which is interesting, they are a social networking site with a lot of users, over 1 billion, maybe 2 billion now. And why would they invest in artificial intelligence to create a chatbot when their core business right now is dealing with people to people sort of networking, right? Friends of friends. And a lot of the social networking, like at least when I was using Facebook, I stopped using it a year ago. It's basically you are chatting with people, you're seeing updates from a friend or friends of friends, that's someone that you know, or your family, somebody that you honestly know. I don't know what they would do with a robot in terms of chatting. However, if you think about it, with their acquisition of Oculus, they can now present something that no other company can do it before, is that they could create a virtual reality, a virtual environment. I'll be back. My air filter is going crazy. Sorry about that. I have to turn it off. I try to eliminate as much noise as possible. Sorry about that. So they also bought Oculus. So now you have a VR headset. Putting it on. How about celebrities be able to rent out these AI chatbots and sort of selling themselves like a sort of image to have ability to chat with a celebrity that you want, and they will chat back, but that person doesn't have to be there, because the AI would take over, makes you think you're chatting with that person. Or extends that, doesn't have to be celebrity, can be customer service. Right? So now you have a customer service. Instead of waiting for somebody on the phone tree, you can put on a headset, or they can do a chat extension so that, those live chat, you don't have to chat with anyone anymore using Facebook Messenger. You're thinking you're chatting with a customer service rep from that company, but in actuality, you're chatting with a AI bot in the back. So the possibility is definitely not endless, but it's definitely there. And then it's interesting to see Facebook sort of taking it towards that direction. It's just interesting. Second news, Tesla did a recall of the Model X, all 7,500 of them, due to a seatbelt safety issue. This is interesting, not so much as the recall on itself, because it is a voluntary recall over a potential safety issue with the Tesla Model X, the SUV model of the seatbelt. That's as much as detail as I got out of it. But what's interesting is the number, the 7,500 vehicle. If you remember correctly, Model X was launched end of last year. I think the first delivery was either October or November, and now it's April. So they had about 5-6 months of production on the Model X, and these are the signature models. So these are $140,000 per vehicle. The huge amount of margin. Definitely Tesla's putting major focus on these vehicles. And over the course of 6 months, they were only able to deliver 7,500, given that's, the initial production launch. There's tons of inefficiency, tons of problems they resolved. You can see that number getting higher and higher week over week. But it's still interesting to see that that's average about 1,100 vehicles a month. Now, they have now announced the Model 3 pre-order for this week, but last week was 325,000. Just to put in the numbers in perspective, and that's in the Model 3 is a mass market product, lower margin, huge volume. I'm just worried about Tesla's ability to fill that order. That's all. It's just interesting to see how much vehicle they produced. Third news that I find interesting is another space related, not SpaceX this time. It's earlier in the week that Stephen Hawking has announced the Starshot project. That is very interesting. So up until even right now, it's about sending space probe out there, carrying mass amount of fuel, and either use gravity assist turns somehow to get there. But it's still pretty much within our solar system. Even the probe that launched 40 years ago, Voyager, it left the sphere of influence from our solar system only a couple years ago. It is hugely inefficient. If you play Kerbal Space Program, you will learn why. The delta V. Anyways, so he has a proposal backed by a Russian billionaire, is with $100 million in funding. Now, to put that in perspective, NASA contracted SpaceX for 12 resupply mission to the International Space Station, and I think it's $1.2 billion. So, yes, $100 million is a lot of money, but in terms of space-wise, it is not a lot of money. And what it does, it uses a nano probe, a nano satellite, basically a miniature satellite, teamed it with solar sail. That's the mylar type of material that they've proven it actually works, that basically deploys, I think is in Star Wars Episode 2. I know, terrible Star Wars episode, but basically it'd be able to use the solar radiation to push this probe forward. But because the material itself is so light, and you can make a huge area of coverage on it, and the probe itself is so small, relatively little mass, that the solar wind pressure is able to push that thing. Now, instead of relying on solar wind, which is the whatever radiation throughout by our sun, They will use ground-based lasering station, basically firing high-intensive powerful laser at the sail to push the probe up to 20% speed of light. Again, that is insanely fast. The goal is to reach the nearest star system to us. The nearest star to us is our sun, but the one other than our sun, the one that's closest is Alpha Centauri, which is 4.3 light years away. At 20% speed of light, light speed, it will take about 2 decades or so, plus or minus a little bit, to get there. That means for the first time within my lifetime, hopefully, that we will be able to send something to another solar system. And the probe, because it's so small, it will not carry its own propulsion. It won't be able to stop and orbit anything. It will just basically whiz by and take pictures, whatever, take samples, readings, sensors. I don't know what they can fit on that thing. I don't think they're going to send one. They probably can send a lot of them at the same time and just basically take a series of images and send back. But this will be the first time that we, as a human being, be able to send something to another solar system and learn something about it, like up close in a galactic level. Anyways, that's all the tech news I have for today. I have a lot of unboxing, so let's get to that one. All right. So, lots of boxes. All right, let's get to these guys first. Who's this? Okay, so this is from the Goulet Pen Company. And they are one of the premier online fountain pen writing instrument company. And let's see. Their packaging is usually really weird. So they usually pack a lot of stuff and they will put stuff in it. And unfortunately, 3 weeks ago, I got one of their letters. They no longer offer the Goulet ink drop. So what this is, and they actually throw in the little bookmark, obviously. And there's a little force foray. So these, I didn't know they actually, okay. They actually include a little postcard to show you the ink samples. It doesn't focus. A sample of ink that they include. And every time they do it, usually do it monthly. I don't know why I didn't see it on their site. Maybe they didn't advertise it very well. But this is their April 2016 ink sample from this membership thing called Ink Drop. They drop you a bunch of inks. As you can see, they're all individually wrapped in the 2 milliliter ink sample. So you'll be able to try all the inks. One of the benefit of using the fountain pen is you'll be able to use different kind of inks. Aside from different style of nibs, different material of nibs, different weight, material of the barrel, the grip, you can choose your own color, ink color, and there's so many out there, it's insane. So they offer this program only $10 a month. Unfortunately, they are there's just nothing's going on today. Hold on, let me see what's going on with my insulin pump. Oh yeah, it's yelling at me for something. Okay, stop yelling. I know. Okay, sorry guys. See, this is so weird when I'm trying to stream it on time and thinks that's just always okay. So anyways, they no longer offer this program. I wish I knew about it sooner. I would join them. So let's see what sort of ink they included. And also I made a decision to stop purchasing black ink because they're just so normal. I have like 3 bottles of black ink. Of course, they're all different. So the first one is from a company called Diamine, which I do have their orange one. I think it's the burnt orange. I wasn't able to decide between their orange or the Mueller's Apache Sunset, but there is the Magical Forest. You can see it. I mean, it takes a lot of time to label these individually, and as you can see, it's only a little bit, enough for maybe one fill, but it's enough for you to get a sense of the ink characteristics and color. The next one is Platinum Mix Free Earth Brown. I never used a brown ink before. It'll be interesting. I got 3 more left. This one is diamine as well. It's Sherwood Green, so it's another green. Even though they're both green from the same company, Magic Forest and Sherwood Green are different. I don't know if you can tell. Yep. They have to really theme. And this one is Mueller's Forest Green, more green ink. I think my son will love that because his favorite color is green. And this one is Diamine's Terracotta, so I guess that's a little brown, reddish brown color. But so that's it. So I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous to pay on average $2 a bottle for these ink. Certainly, Noodlers is not a high priced ink bottle, but it gives you a chance to experience them. Another way, if you guys are interested in fountain pen, is sign up with Fountain Pen Network. And there are some wonderful people there, and then they usually just like give away ink. They're like, oh yeah, I got a bottle of this ink I don't really like. You know, I can split them into sample bottles. Who wants them? They will ship it to you, so you can give them a try. I just find it's really cool. It's very sad they're ending this program because I will definitely keep trying. And they also do ink sample sales. You can either buy them based on the brand of the ink, or by ink color. You can buy samples that they basically package it just like that, which I think makes more sense, because if you don't like green, then you will hate this month ink drop, versus if you like orange, you can just spend same amount of money and get 6 or 7 samples of the orange color from different manufacturer, different brand. All right, next one. Let's see what this is. All right, so I bought a 9.7-inch MacBook Pro. I have a MacBook Pro, 9.7-inch iPad Pro, and I had an old iPad Mini Retina. I'm gonna give this to my wife, and she likes to use it with a keyboard, and she also likes a case. So, I guess let's open it. So this is a keyboard case. I go for sturdiness and. How the hell do you open this? I go for the sturdiest looking case, and then also cheap. So this is definitely on the cheaper end compared to, almost stabbed myself there. Okay, what's this? As you can see, the packaging is very plain. It's just cardboard with boxes. Yay. Include, is that even micro USB? It is. USB to micro USB cable. And it's a little different than I thought. I thought it's actually a case. Oh, it is. But how is it taped? Okay, it's pretty oh, okay, that's weird. So it is, I don't know what the hell this is. That must be the magnets. So it is magnetically attached to the iPad, and it's kind of stiff. I know it looks silver, you think it's metallic, but it's actually not. It is plastic, and so you'll be able to slide the iPad mini into this, and I'm just worried about the hinge, because I guess it's okay. I'll have to wait for the fit, and you can see there are buttons on it to be able to. This is the brand TechNet, TECKNET, and there's switches to turn it on and off, and there's separate charging because the iPad mini doesn't have the accessory port, so you can't power them anyways, so you just have to charge them separately. That's the charging port right there, and it is a miniature size keyboard, so this way she can use it like a little netbook that runs on iOS in terms of size. So just have to format the iPad and give that to her. We are good. Okay, move up. We have a lot of unboxing today. I'll let you guys know what I think of that one. I don't know what this could be. Oh, thank you, Amazon. Oh, so that's the size of the box. I know what this is, and that's the item in there. Let me show you the item. I'm glad Amazon's taking care of shipping, but I wish they would use something more fitting. That's the size of the item. Still in few layers of shrink wrap. Let me open it so you guys can see. This is more fountain pen stuff. Oh, gosh. All right. A bottle of Lamy, they're blue, 50mm blue ink. I know it's blue, but it looks like a blue-black type of. It's not turquoise. They have a lighter blue. And there it is. This is the Lamy ink bottle, ultra wide, and with a dip in there, so the fountain pen can go all the way up on the bottom and use up as much ink as possible. And included on the bottom is a roll of plotting paper, so you can wipe your pen, and it's somewhat stylish. Okay, let's put that away. So I will ink it up. I also bought something. Sorry, no unboxing video. It's a Campus. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. It's a Japanese brand. Campus word card. So I'm gonna start making ink swatches with these, and then so I can see the color of the ink. So put this aside. I got a few more boxes. All right, a couple more. So this. Oh, there's quite a few things in here. Star Wars. I am not a fan of Star Wars, but they're just so cool. I got one just walking around Walmart and got the X-Wing. What do they call these? Action figures? Spaceships? Whatever. So I got the Millennium Falcon. And a TIE Fighter. So now I have two of these and then one more of the X-Wing. You can see in the back. This is a collection set. Even though I am not a Star Wars fan, something else. I bought these because damn J.J. Abrams and Star Trek people. They totally pissed him off, and he went to Disney, started producing Star Wars. Even though I'm not a fan, the way he. So the story, as I was told or I've heard or read somewhere, is that when J.J. Abrams decided to kickstart Star Trek, he wanted to do essentially a full synergy launch. When the movie comes out, there's going to be video games, there's going to be merchandise, there's going to be TV shows, cartoons, whatever. But because different companies owns different part of the Star Trek intellectual property, they couldn't come to agreement, and JJ got fed up and went to Star Wars, and that's why movie came out last December, Blu-ray came out this week, and toys, merchandise, t-shirts, just everywhere. Even though I'm not a fan, I bought 3 toys. Guess how many Star Trek toys I have? 0. Alright, so probably not going to collect them. I'm just going to open them and give it to my son, let him play with it. But it's really, really cool. Oh, let me open one of them so he can open one. Let me open, I'll be the bad guy. Open up TIE Fighter. So, these are really cool. I didn't know that. They, first of all, they're very well made. They don't feel like cheap plastic. They are, but they don't feel cheap. And I mean, so this one, TIE Fighter, the metal, the inside part feels like it's metallic, and then the side is still pretty solid, like injection molded plastic. And look at the details. I mean, the texture on the wing. I don't know if we can show you. It's just very well made for the price, and it also comes with a little stand. So for people who doesn't want to play with them, they probably don't even open them, but they can. I mean, this is so cheap. I don't think it's collectible, but you can just sit it on the stand. You can sit on your table, and also, I don't know if you can see, you can stick your finger into it, and then now you can fly it around. That's just damn Star Trek. If Star Trek had done this, I would have spent a lot of money on that. So, I got the iPad Pro. Even though I was going to get a case, I still bought a case. I just didn't buy the $70 Apple version. The reason I didn't want a case because I was afraid it would add too much bulk, but there's just no good way of using it because the speaker location and it's just I can't watch movie while holding it and have the speaker give the best experience. So I got something like this that is designed for the iPad Pro. It's very similar. It's red with black edge plastic wrap around, and you can see the cutout. It's totally designed for the 4-speaker arrangement of the 9.7-inch iPad Pro, and this is by a company called IVSO. Under $10. This is only $9. So smells not too much off gassing. Doesn't much smell. Inside is a little bit worse. I guess I shouldn't whiff it that close. But it's gonna air out pretty soon as some like really soft felt material on the inside. So now I can, I don't know if it's magnetic, but I can now use it as a stand. I hope. Oh, doesn't feel like it's magnetic enough, but I'll give it a try, and if not, I'll probably send it back. There's another one that's a little bit more bulkier, but it has a pen slot that runs $5 more. Yeah, it's $5, but it's like 50% more than this one, so I'll give this one a try. It's just now, hopefully, with the iPad in it, I can stand this and watch movie without the speakers exposed, without blocking any of the speakers. So far, the iPad performs really well. Speaker, definitely a major upgrade. But, okay, last box. Oh, this is the heaviest box. This is another one from Goulet Pen Company. So this is another thing. I don't know if it's contributed to the overall failure of the... I don't call the program a failure, the ink drop program. But because there's definitely a lot of members. It's just that they don't even allow you to order the ink drop with real regular items. I'm like, oh. But anyways, I like them. So let's see. Oh God. Yuck, it's all sticky. So, okay. This is their signature packing. They use a lot of bubble wraps to wrap everything. Another thing they do is there's always a lollipop. I don't know why, but they just throw, like, basically stuff the box. First time I opened it, I'm like, what the hell did they ship me? I mean, I only ordered a few things, but okay, so they really wrap their stuff. Just they really wrap everything. So there's a few different items in this order that I did. I don't have the patience. Okay. Oh, okay. I know what that is. First up, a new pen. Nothing expensive. It's a red one. Decent sized nibs. Where's my VAC 700? So the VAC 700 is definitely my favorite right now in terms of nib size and nib flow, and this one is very, very similar. The red one is a Jinghao. I forgot the model number. Let's see. It's like, is it a piston? Is it a converter? That's a converter. So it's a converter included. It's a converter pin, and so the main part of the pen, just right off the bat, is very light. This is a medium nib. I wonder if it says on it. It does not. Crap. Do they have a packing slip? They do. They do. Oof. They pack all the way in here. So this is a Jinghao 159 red medium nib. So the bulk of the weight is actually in the back barrel here. They designed it so you would think it's a piston, but no, it's a converter. It would be awesome if this is a piston pen that you can just basically, there's enough ink in it, will last me for months. But what's the retail price on this? This is $12.50. So, and then I also got little pen case. This is a Aston leather slip pen pouch. So just to tell you how funny this is, this fountain pen costs $12.50. This leather, could be fake, I don't know, leather pouch, I can see the brand right there, Aston, I can't really see it, I guess they cost $12. So this pouch costs more than the pen. I didn't buy this pouch for this pen, obviously, but just to show you, it's tight, so it needs broken into. Good. I bought this pouch for this pen until it can actually loosen the leather. I'm not gonna stick anything expensive in there. I can't even stick all the way, but I think given the time, I'm just gonna put it in there and let it expand the leather. I also see more bookmarks. They put this thing in. A syringe bulb syringe for cleaning the pen. Along with cleaning the pen, I also got their cleaning solution. Because of the material used in the fountain pen, you definitely don't want to use anything harsher than water and soap. Since God, and okay. So you don't want to use anything harsh. So I don't know if you guys can tell. So I bought a solution, not expensive, not cheap. I think this is where's the price sheet? I think it's like flush $11. So and then they include a little vial so you can put the solution in here and then just basically sit your pen in it overnight or rinse it through. That will flush all the ink, old ink, gummed up stuff out of the pen. Yeah, I tried to mix my own soap, didn't work very well. I guess I haven't had the ratio done correctly. All right, and more stuff. The Goulet pen, more paper, and who packed it this time? Randall. I packed your order. Oh, so they do this every single time too. Say, hey, I packed your order with a slightly ridiculous amount of care to make sure that writing products you love, arrive safely. And the person, I think last time was somebody, I think it's Eric. I'm not sure. I saved the car. I'll just save a stack of this until I get. Is it Randall or Rachel? Randall. Okay. Also, got some paper. Notebook. I got 3 of them. Okay, why you guys? So, I'll show you what I got. They are identical in terms of the actual paper. So I got 3 of the Rhodia pads. One is an A4 size pad. The other are the A5, what they call number 16 pads. The reason I say they're the same in terms of paper, but one is the lined version. One is graph, and the big one, they ran out of the smaller one. The big one is the dot pad, which is one of the most popular because it basically they offers you a guide to write that's not overly intrusive like the other extreme end will be the graph, right? Because there's lines everywhere. The dot pad has a very faint dot on it. I don't know if you can even see it on this crappy camera. I'll buy a better camera so you guys can see it. You can see a little faint little dot on it. Yeah, so that it still offers some sort of guide but does not get intrusive. That's the difference between these 3. There's the pattern printed on the paper, but the paper themselves are identical. These are Rhodia paper. Unlike the other one I have. Hold on. Unlike this one, even though it has a Rhodia name on it, but this is their new Rhodia paper. It's a sort of off-white. So let me find the lined one. So I don't know if you can see the color difference. Yep, you can. So this one is what I call the Rhodia Classic, or what they call Rhodia Classic, and this is the new one. Rhodia bought by Clairefontaine, I don't know, a while back, but they still maintain their paper manufacturing, so they still produce this stuff. Except these are 90 gram per square meter. I hope I said that correctly. And these are these are 80. And these are 90. So these are essentially Clairefontaine paper. That's much denser. Both are very fondant print friendly, but these are really smooth. My wife likes these. I do not. But I just like to write random junk. Not even just like practice calligraphy, random conversations I heard on TV or movies or whatever. So that's why I watch TV at my computer. I just like to write them down. Don't know why. So these are the paper that I really like. They're less smooth. Doesn't mean you can feel how coarse they are. They're still super smooth. But when you write them, they give more feedback and more of a texture feel. Nothing compared to White Line. I think this is a Swiss company. I'm not sure. SE Switzerland, Swedish company. I just write down random stuff. These compared to the Rhodia paper feels like sandpaper. It's just different paper. I'm not saying one is better or not. I bought these because I just think they're cool. They're graph paper, but instead of lines printed on it, they just have white lines printed on it. So they're really cool. But the paper of this one feels definitely thicker, more absorbent These feels like they almost repels ink. So this absorbs ink like crazy. So has slightly more ghosting. That's where the letter shows through. These don't show very much, and it has tons of texture. So if you do like drafting with pencils or pen, these I think you will like them. If you just like prefer to write, these are way smoother. Yeah, these are much rougher. Just the texture doesn't mean which one is higher quality or not. So I just got, 3 pads of paper to go with my brand new fountain pen that I need to figure out how. I'll ink this up with probably one of the private reserve ink I have. I don't like, stupid me, I bought like quite a few black and blue ink before I realized, why spending time and energy researching fountain pens if you're just gonna write with black ink. You can just get Energel, that writes smoothly and fine line. And so from now on, I'm just gonna buy weird colors, odd colors where you cannot buy them in a rollerball or gel pen type of deals. But oh my god, this thing is super tight. So I bought this for a special pen. I will definitely do a very extended unboxing when the pen comes, if it comes. Let's see. That's it. That's all the stuff. Oh, I forgot one more thing. Beef jerky time. All right. Let's see. Definitely don't want to do ballpark turkey jerky. All right. I picked the second most appetizing jerky from my jerky sample pack. This is the Golden Island Kung Pao beef jerky. Yes. All right. Okay. Definitely spicy, definitely much drier, and it has a more of a dehydrated texture. So this is definitely a Chinese style making beef jerky. Not smoky, definitely spicy. This thing runs 9 grams of total carb per serving. You see the pork jerky, which is like, I would say orange juice infused or something at Costco. That's way too sweet for my taste. But this is actually not bad. 7 grams of sugar per 28 grams. So, and it's very dry, very spicy. So, and you don't get much of the beef flavor. So, whatever the method of dehydration method they use, you get a lot of the spiciness, the heat. You can taste the spice, but you don't have that intense beefy flavor, which is I think it's the essence of Chinese cooking, right? It's basically uses condiments or flavoring to mask the taste of the food itself. I guess that's wrong. That's overgeneralization, because different part of China have different sort of cooking style. But central China is definitely this kind of style. Southern China is more of a natural flavor. They actually want it, but still, a lot of the effort is putting into masking the raw ingredients, right? If you look at stuff like noodles, like tofu, a lot of the ingredients that's very bland on its own, but through mixing of different spices and herbs, it gives a flavor. Not saying it's bad, it's just that's just the style of cooking. This is the result of that beef jerky, is that the beef jerky itself is pretty much flavorless. There's not much of beef flavor. If I tell you that's pork jerky, You can tell because once the fat is removed, and it's very lean meat, it's very dry. You can't tell from one or the other. Compared to the American style beef jerky, you have very intense beef flavor. So this is very different. So if you like beef jerky, it doesn't taste like beef. I'll recommend that. I wish they would just reduce the sugar, because 9 grams of sugar, 7 grams of sugar, 9 grams of carb. 7 gram out of the 28 gram per serving, that's a quarter by weight is sugar, right? I think so, yeah. I can't even taste it. The sweetness, a little bit hint, but a quarter. I'm just saying, you know, why bother even put sugar in it? Just do one without. I will be much happier. So I don't know how many of these beef jerky eating I'm gonna do, but because there's nothing I like out of that batch. But I'll probably just take one bite and then give it to my kid or something in case he eats anything. But okay. So that's it for this week's. Oh, another thing I did this week is actually raise the camera a little bit, because when I watched a little bit of video from last week, I just don't like the way I'm looking, the position of the face, so I raised the camera a little bit. Now the camera is actually not in the permanent position because it is actually right in the middle of the monitor, but it's sort of raised to a level that it doesn't look too weird. Anyway, I'm very excited to ink this up and give it a try. Gonna try one of the blue inks. Oh, even the lamy ink, because lamy is cheap enough. I want to see if this thing leaks or not. That's the thing with the Jinghao pens. Some people have a lot of luck with them. Some people say they leak all over the place. So I'm going to start them off with some cheap ink and give it a try. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions, questions, or comments, please post in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them, and hopefully you guys enjoy this style of video. It depends on engagement. I will still have sort of traditional unboxing and review video coming soon. It's just I'll try to do this every week, Thursday at 10 o'clock Pacific time. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.